How do we solve a system of equations? Let's find out together. Hi, and welcome to Algebra Examples. I'm Dr. Finch. I have a PhD in mathematics and over 20 years of experience in math education. Let's get into it. So we're asked to solve the system of equations. We've got two equations here. We have 3x minus 2y is equal to 1, and we have x is equal to negative or 2 minus y. And we're going to use a specific method today. We're going to use the method of adding our equations together. So there are two methods. One is adding your equations together, and the other is, or subtracting, as the case may be. And the other is the method of substitution. So I pre-wrote out all the method steps that we're going to be using. There are about 5 steps in this, but it goes very quick, very straightforward, easy to know what to do. And it just ends up a lot of writing, so that's why I wrote it down earlier. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to write the equations. EQNS is how I abbreviate equations, with variables on the right-hand side and the constant on the left-hand side. Okay, so our first equation is already set up nicely that way. Our second equation, however, is not. We have a y on the left-hand side of the equation, so let's add that y to both sides to give us x plus y is equal to 2. The last thing that we want to do, and we already did this already, is that you want to line it up so the x's are together, your y's are stacked, and your constants are stacked. Same with your equal signs. So you want it all aligned vertically that way. Okay, next step. If needed, multiply one equation by a constant so that when the equations are added, a variable is eliminated. Looking up here, notice we could either multiply the second equation by a -3 and get rid of our x's, or we could multiply our second equation by a +2 and get rid of our y's. I'm going to go by multiply by a +2. It's going to be a little bit easier, I think. Somehow when you multiply by negative numbers, it just gets a little bit more funky in life. All right. I'm just going to write out that 2 in front, and we are going to distribute that 2 inside. So these two equations become 3x minus 2y is equal to 1. And the second equation becomes 2x plus 2y is equal to 4. So this is we haven't actually changed anything. We just made it look a little bit different. The equation, if you drew a picture of the line, x plus y is equal to 2, and the line 2x plus 2y is equal to 4, you'd have the same exact line. So they haven't actually changed. They just look a little bit different, and it's going to allow us to add our equations together, which is step 3. So I'm going to write our equations up again. 2x plus 2y is equal to 4. And we are adding in our columns. So we are just going to add the x's in our first column together. That is going to give us 5 x's total. We are going to add the y's together in our second column. That cancels out and gives us 0. And in our last column, after equal sign, which just comes along for the ride, we have 4 plus 1, which gives us 5. If we want to simplify this, we get 5x is equal to 5. We solve this equation for the variable that's right there. So to get rid of that 5 that's glued to the x, we're going to divide both sides by 5. And 5 divided by 5 is that fancy 1 that's left over. Okay, so we have one of our solutions, x is equal to 1, but we need our second solution still. So the last step is to take our x is equal to 1 and substitute it into one of our original equations. So we have x plus y is equal to 2. We're going to plug that 1 into that equation for our x. And we are going to subtract both sides by 1. So that gives us y is equal to 1. So our solution for this set of equations is 1, comma 1, if we want to write it in a coordinate form. Hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, please comment or click like. It helps share with other people. If you have a question that you'd like to answer, please send an email to purplefinchmath@gmail.com.